Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's been a minute. I hope everyone is okay. So today I want to do a video to talk about online jobs. It's been a tricky situation for most people, especially those in Zimbabwe, to know what's required, where to get the jobs, what they can do, how they can do it and stuff like that. So I just wanted to do a quick video where I explain as much as I can within a short space of time for someone who is clueless on where to start. So let's dive right in. If you are new here, I talk about online hustling, stuff like that, and all that. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe after the video if you like what I have to say. And please don't forget to share to others so that it can be helpful to other people, because I believe the information I'll be sharing will be very, very important and helpful to a few people, or hopefully many people. So to start off, if you want to get an online job, the first thing you need to know is that there are certain equipment, there's equipment that is required for that. It usually depends on the kind of a job you'll be doing and how you'll be doing it and stuff like that. But the basic things that you really need for an online job is first good internet connection. Lately, it's very hard to get affordable packages in Zimbabwe from different service providers, because it's not always the same in places that we live in. You can see that a person who stays in Borodo, a person who stays in Glenview, and a person who stays in maybe Marimba, they'll be saying that maybe Econet works there, but it doesn't work for that person in Marimba and the likes. So my encouragement is, I encourage you to get Starlink, because of course, yes, it's expensive, but on speed is the best, and it seems like it's the most reliable right now. For those who use things like Smart for You, you know how it is that you can have a package and then the next minute it's gone. That can be depressing and it can hold you back. So you really need a good internet connection. So invest in that to have good internet, because you'll be online if it's an online job. So after getting the good internet service provider, you need a laptop. Depending on what you'll be doing exactly, you might not need a laptop for other things, but then it is very, very important. This is for people who want to do things like virtual assistants, data annotation, and stuff like that. You really need your phone, your laptop. If you're going to be focusing more on things like live streaming apps, for example, Popo Live, Nick Live, and the likes, yes, you can just use your phone. In that case, you need a good smartphone. So a good laptop, and on the laptop, you need to know about the specifications of the company that you'll be applying to, because some of them, they have the specs that they require you to have. So just make sure you get the best one. On that one, you have to research more on YouTube here, because the people who do videos on that. Hopefully I'll do a video about that, explaining about the specifications of laptops and what works best. But for today, let's just rush through the stuff so that we don't waste too much time. Another thing you need is backup power supply, especially for those who do virtual assistants and teaching. You'll find that they'll always ask you, companies like US Global, they'll ask you, do you have a backup plan for when electricity goes? Because so many people face challenges. Electricity goes and then they don't have anything to back up. Yet you're a teacher and your students are waiting for you for a lesson. So make sure that if you live where you use electricity, you have a backup generator, or you have solar power and the likes, because that will be very, very helpful. And you see that you will last long at a job if you are a reliable person. The one thing that is very, very important when you're doing online work is being punctual. If you are punctual, if you're professional, your job, you will last more. And the contracts are usually not very long. Maybe you get a 3 months contract or 6 months contract. For you to renew that, they'll be seeing how you'll be doing. So try your best to make sure that you're doing things professionally and you're very reliable. Another thing you need is a ring light. Understand? Right now in the room that I am in, as I'm doing this video, I'm using a ring light for my face to be bright and to be visible. So a ring light will be very, very important. The prices, of course, they range depending on where you are, but with $10 you can get something. Just get something to get started so that you have your equipment and it will help you. Even for those who want to do certain things, like social content creation. If you want to do that, of course, you definitely need the ring light. People need to see you and the legs. And those who want to do live streaming apps as well, you need to be visible. You need the ring light. Those who want to do what I'm doing right now, making videos, posting them on YouTube, you need the ring light. So try to get a ring light. And then there are certain companies lately that have been popping up. For example, Luna. They are AI companies, and they require you to be doing tasks. You can be just doing housework in your home, and they want you to be taking a video while you're doing that. Even Micro AI has been doing that. So you need a chest mount where you connect, you wear the chest mount, and then you put your device on your chest. That will be recording, and it will be secured your phone while you're doing whatever you're doing. So try to get a chest mount if you can. Try to get a head mount if you can. These are things you can just look for in wherever you stay, or even just look on the marketplace on Facebook. You can find some of these things. It's that easy to find them. And the prices, they usually range between $10 to $20. Then if you want the best quality stuff, of course it will be higher than that. But just to get started, my advice is to just get things that will help you to just get started. When you are fully in, you can now invest in getting proper bigger things that are more expensive and whatever. And then you need noise cancelling headsets. These are very, very important, especially if you are doing virtual assistance and teaching, because the noise, like right now, I think as I'm talking right now, you can hear that someone is shouting outside here. So if you are a teacher and join a lesson, if you have noise cancelling headsets, they can help that for you to be able to properly hear your students, what they're saying, and then for you to have clear audio as well. So try your best to get noise cancelling headsets. But if you can't find them, or if you can't afford right now, just get whatever good headsets you can get. I remember I once bought, in my first days, I bought a good set at First Pack. It was $6. I still have them, but they're not noise cancelling, but they did the job, and they have a microphone as well. Because you need a very good mic. You need to be audible. So yes, you need a good mic on the headset as well. After the equipment, now I want to talk about choosing the job you want. You have to know what you're good at, or what you like doing, or what you think you can do long term, and what really works for you. There's a time I was doing English teaching online. It was working well, but I had to pause because I had a baby. So the noise and the likes, it was just not working out at that time. So I had to pause for a bit. So look at what you're good at. With English teaching, it's really easy. If your English is good, then you can just teach English. You can apply to many different schools. You can apply on different platforms. For example, Native Camp. You can apply at Prep. You can apply. There's just so many schools. And here on YouTube, it's a bottomless pit of information on the schools you can apply to. You can do data annotation. You can do social media management. You can do virtual assistants. You can do cold calling. You can do text calling. Text messaging, code texting. Yes, those are some of the things you can do. So research on the jobs that are possible to do online. And those are some of the jobs that I mentioned. If you can just browse through everything I've said and just look for it on Google to find more information, to be very helpful. And these are things that I'm actually saying people are doing right now. I have a friend who's doing cold calling, and who's doing cold texting as well. So those are jobs that are good, and you can do them any time of the day, which brings me to the next issue of knowing time zones. You have to remember that since you can get the job internationally if it's online. Hence, you need to be aware of the time zones. For example, a person living in Harare, if you get a job as a virtual assistant in Australia, you have to know that you're in different time zones. So you are not going to be necessarily working between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. in Zimbabwean time. You have to now check their time because you'll be now working according to them, the people who are employing you. So some people struggle. I struggle. There's a time I got a job for a real estate company, and it was an Australian company. I had to work in the AMs. It was really a struggle, and I had not put that into consideration when I was still applying for the job. I was just so excited that I'm about to get a job in Australian company and all that. After now starting and doing the work and all that, I started seeing that it was a bit more challenging than I expected. But of course, if you want to boost your CV, you have to start somewhere. So just get the job done. Just get the job and do it if you don't have anything else. But you have other options. I would encourage you to pick jobs that pay well, of course, because yes, it's all about getting the money, right, the experience, and then pick a job where the time zones align with you, or at least where places the time zones are different. Maybe an hour or 2 hours is better. But of course, if it's a good company, you can't say no just because it's an American company and you're in Zimbabwe. So just put that into consideration so that you don't clash with them and all that. And then the holidays as well. You have to know that some holidays they'll be applicable to them but not to you. And here, like if you are in Zimbabwe here, if it's Africa Day, of course they are not going to be celebrating that in America. So it won't be a holiday for you because it's not a holiday for them. All those are things you have to keep in mind and remember. I want to talk about payment methods. I encourage you to have these accounts. Even if you haven't started the job, just get certain accounts in place, because when you're getting paid, they don't usually use the normal way that we're used to getting paid cash or getting paid at a bank, just going to ZB Bank or whatever. Yes, if you have a Nostra account and the company says, yes, we want to pay through the Nostra account, it's okay, but the charges are quite high. So I would encourage you to have a PayPal account. Have a Binance account, have a Wise account, Payoneer account. Those are usually the accounts that are used to make payments by most companies. But of course, it differs for every company. It's not always the same for all these companies. They differ in the sense that some of them, for example, if it's a paper payments, they'll be saying they want the paper trail and they want it to be easy and stuff like that. Then some of them, they'll pay using Binance, and it's cryptocurrency, and it's usually cheaper when payments are being done through Binance. So they might want to use Binance as well. Opening a Binance account is easy, very easy. You can just search online on how to open a Binance account. On opening a PayPal account, I have a video on how you can create a PayPal account in Zimbabwe. Please don't just open your PayPal account using your Zimbabwean number, because PayPal accounts, they don't work in Zimbabwe if you open under Zimbabwean account. We can only send money, but we cannot receive money with a Zimbabwean PayPal account, which doesn't make sense. Of course, I know it doesn't even make sense, because how are you supposed to get money into the account if you can't even fund it? Well, because we don't have any PayPal shops, whatever. We use off the book agents, if you know what I mean. So just use a foreign number to create a PayPal account. Make sure you get the PayPal account verified. This is very important for you to make sure that your PayPal account is secure, because if it's not verified, you may face challenges of restrictions. You have limited amounts that can get into your account if it's an unverified PayPal account. But if it's verified, that'll be easy. So just try to work on it, getting your PayPal account verified and the likes. Then on Wise accounts, I'm not very sure on ways to do it and stuff like that, but there are certain people I know can help and do that. So if you look around and if you ask around, you can get help. Try to interact with as many people as you can that are in the same circles of online stuff. There you learn more, you get more information, and through those connections you can get the jobs, you get recommendations, you get jobs that are being advertised and stuff like that. So it's very, very important for you to liaise with people who are into online stuff as well. So after talking about payment methods, I want to talk about where to apply for the jobs. First and foremost, of course, you need a very good CV. When it comes to getting a good CV, you can look for people who can help do that. People who do CV writing. I offer that on the side, but then right now I'm not advertising for myself. I'm just encouraging you to just do CV. Go to a person who's very good at doing CV writing. You need a good portfolio. You need to have a good cover letter when you're applying for a job. Make sure each cover letter is customized to the job you're applying to. This is very, very important, because if you just apply using a general cover letter, it may not work in your favor when you're applying, because these people, they want to know that you want that job, specifically that job is that important, blah blah blah, you know the drill. So yes, make sure you get a good CV, a good cover letter, a good portfolio, and then by now I'm sure most people, if you want to do online stuff, you now know that you have to be on LinkedIn, Upwork and stuff like that. Those are the platforms to be on, and you have to have a presence there, posting here and there. You don't have to be posting unnecessary things like what we do when we're playing on Facebook, Instagram and the likes. Just post serious stuff. Even resharing posts by prominent people, resharing a post by Strive Masiwa, whatever, stuff like that. Just have an online presence that is traceable. You need to be visible. People need to see that when they go and click on your LinkedIn profile, they are going to see some sort of activity. So try to put as much information that is necessary and that is beneficial on your LinkedIn profile or Upwork profile. You can also look for jobs on Fiverr or on Indeed. Those are platforms where you can apply for jobs. There are just so many places. Some of them you pay to be on the platforms to advertise and stuff like that. Even with LinkedIn, there's a free package that most people use. I use the free one. I don't pay the subscription. But some people subscribe and they say it's very beneficial. If you subscribe, you can see a difference when you're looking for a job and the likes. So just do what works for you. But for me, as I said before, that when you're just starting out, don't press yourself. Don't put too much. Don't put too much money. Yes, you have to invest in looking for the job, but try not to overspend, because you're just getting started. Kana zvazoita, then you can use more money. So this is what I wanted to share. I hope it's been very beneficial and it's been making sense. I'll try to do more detailed videos on these things, breaking down each stage. For example, on where to apply for jobs, I'll do a video explaining the main platforms that I mentioned, and then telling you more about the other platforms that I didn't mention, where you need to pay, how much you need to pay and stuff like that. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe and share, so that in future you get an alert for my videos that will be popping out, and that will be very, very helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again soon. Catch you later. Bye.